Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're delving into a crucial concept in testing and decision theory, the false negative. A false negative occurs when a test result indicates that a condition is not present when in reality it is. It's like a guard dog that fails to bark when an intruder is actually present. False negatives are one of the two types of errors in binary classification, the other being false positives. The concept of false negatives has its roots in statistical hypothesis testing, developed in the early 20th century by statisticians like Ronald Fisher and Jerzy Neyman. However, the implications of false negatives extend far beyond academic statistics. They play a crucial role in fields ranging from medicine to quality control, from cybersecurity to criminal justice. It's like a hidden pitfall that lurks in many of our decision-making processes. In statistical terms, a false negative is also known as a type 2 error. It occurs when we fail to reject a null hypothesis that is actually false. But don't worry if that sounds too technical. The practical implications are what really matter here. Let's consider an example. Imagine a medical test for a serious disease. A false negative in this context would mean the test indicates a patient doesn't have the disease when they actually do. This could lead to delayed treatment and potentially severe health consequences. It's like a fire alarm that fails to go off when there's actually a fire. The consequences can be dire. In the business world, false negatives can have significant implications. A quality control test that fails to detect a defective product could lead to customer dissatisfaction and damage to the brand. A cybersecurity system that fails to detect a real threat could leave a company vulnerable to attacks. It's like having a hole in your defenses that you don't know about. The danger of false negatives lies in the false sense of security they can provide. When a test or system tells us everything is fine when it's not, we might proceed with misplaced confidence. It's like setting sail based on an all-clear weather report that missed signs of an approaching storm. So, how can we apply an awareness of false negatives in our daily lives? Firstly, it encourages us to consider the possibility of missed detections in any testing or evaluation process. When we receive a negative result, we should ask ourselves, what's the chance this could be a false negative? It's like developing a healthy skepticism that doesn't take all clear signals at face value. Secondly, understanding false negatives can help us design better systems and processes. In critical situations, we might choose to err on the side of caution, accepting more false positives to reduce the risk of false negatives. It's like adjusting the sensitivity of our smoke detectors. We might prefer occasional false alarms to missed real fires. Lastly, this concept reminds us of the importance of multiple lines of evidence. Relying on a single test or indicator increases our vulnerability to false negatives. By using multiple independent methods of detection, we can reduce this risk. It's like having both a guard dog and a security camera. They're less likely to both miss an intruder. In conclusion, awareness of false negatives is a powerful tool for more robust decision-making and system design. By embracing this mental model, we can become more thorough in our evaluations, more cautious in our interpretations of negative results, and more effective in our risk management strategies. In a world where overlooking a problem can often be more costly than dealing with a false alarm, understanding and mitigating false negatives is more valuable than ever. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. I hope this exploration of false negatives has given you a new perspective on how to approach testing, evaluation, and decision-making under uncertainty. Until next time, may your detections be accurate and your negatives truly negative. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by the podcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/free music.